Hi, welcome back. Here we are at launch day, I guess you could call it. I don't know, something like that. We had a few teething problems with the website when putting it online, of course. Was expecting more, actually. It's all working pretty reasonably well, pretty responsive. This is not local, this is online, by the way. Here, my account, this was having some problems initially, but they're fixed now. Must restyle this stuff here, but anyway, if you've got a license, you can apply for these down the bottom here. When you first join, you won't have any products in your products listing. You have to claim them through claim license, as I've mentioned before. So you've got a claim license, grab your serial, paste her in there, hit claim, and it should attribute your serial to your account, which means you can download that particular product, whether it's PBDLL or PlayBASIC. If you're applying for PlayBASIC, you'll be giving PB and PBFX the classic legacy builds of that, right? So they're all here on the server. In terms of PB, or if you have PBDLL, for example, you can get all of the retail versions of that were released. The current build is actually the free edition, which is available through the tools part up here. But if you wanted a particular build that was older, for example, those are here. There's many of the ones that I have access to, or I've kept actually. I didn't always keep everything as we went through and build stuff. With PlayBASIC, we've got three different sections. Retail, which is the base retail installer, which is the complete package, but that's an older revision of the package. It's 10 years old, basically. So you install this, grab the download there, install it, then go back and grab your update to bring it up to this standard here, which is this top file here. So you install the first one. You can then run it and try to activate it. You probably should just grab the second installer. Don't change the location of the installation. Just run the second installer, hit yes, go all the way through it, and then run it and do your activation if you need to. It is what it is. I can't change the old stuff now. I'll be here for the next 20 years trying to fix those things. Change the website. So obviously this is all new stuff. This was never possible in the old websites, and the primary reason is to have all of this retail aspect, all these products that you have access to, available through one place. Through your profile will grow as time goes on. At the moment, you can't really do anything with your profile beyond just modifying some of the basic data about your profile, your email address, your current password, those things. These aren't hooked up to anything at the moment. I think the theory was for downloads was to have like a list, like having a list of your history, what you grabbed before. So as things get larger with websites, I don't know about you guys, but I always found it annoying when I was trying to go back and find something that I couldn't find locally on my machine. It's like, where's that thing I grabbed a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever. That's why I thought that might be useful. Posts will probably be the same thing, I guess, but we haven't got that functionality built in at the moment. You actually can't post or do anything on the main databases in here. So you can't post a source code, you can't post to the gallery as per yet. That will come. Right now, we just want to make sure that this retail aspect of it is working, the account's working, and of course, you can't really download anything now from the website without an account. That's the one main difference. hopefully this will stop some of the huge amount of bot traffic that was just sinking the website. It's incredible how many of these things have come through. So what would happen is that these links, which are exposed to the public, which I can download now that I'm logged in, more than happy, bots would grab them, and you wouldn't just get one or two, you'd get thousands of these things consuming, effectively trying to create a denial of service on the website. I think that they're really just information scavenging kind of bots, really, but they'll just grab anything that they have access to, and that's why I wanted to stop. The only place where you can download anything at the moment is through the help files, because that hasn't really changed. It's the same as what it was before. The help files are they're attached to the website, but they're not phrased through the template, and that's why they have their own style. Because these are all static. There's some modifications happening prior to it being published or rendered back to you, but in general, they're the same help files that you would have in whatever revision of PlayBASIC you've got. I think these ones here are the ones that were built with PB 165 something. I don't know off the top of my head. It does actually tell you in here in help files, isn't it? Right, 28th beta. Oh, there you go. So this one's built against 165C2, and it was built in the 10th of July 2021. So it's quite old now, but I haven't updated the docs at all really in the past probably 12 months. So you wouldn't be missing anything. But these are actually more up to date than the ones that come with the Learning Edition as well. So there's stuff that people who have the current Learning Edition that have access to now online that they never had access to before, like the tutorial parts through here. Where's a good example of one? Under About, actually. Things like the sprites tutorial comes to mind. It's one of the longer ones. And it's very long. I think there's meant to be a video inserted into the section here, but it's not appearing, so that may not be working. They're just animated GIFs, like this one here is. There's one there too. They're not working. So I wonder if those link directly to something. Well, something to look at. Yeah, anyway, so we're up and running. There was some teething problems with the emailing. When you sign up, it sends you an activation email, and then you just click on the link that's sent to you pretty much, and that will activate your account. That's to verify your email address is accurate, so we don't have spams, bots using temp email addresses all the time, and it just causes so much drama. But that wasn't working. Initially the emails were being malformed, and then they were getting classified as spam through our own server, which is very frustrating. So rejigged the mail, and that seemed to make it happy and corrected one of the problems in it too. I don't think it liked the fact that it was being sent from the underlying server, which is not PlayBASIC, it's through Underwear Design, but the response address was to the support playbasic.com. I don't think it liked that, which is kind of that's kind of tactic that you would, if you were going to spam people, that's probably what you would do, I would say. but it's working now. I think we've had a few people sign up, so that's cool. And I don't know what I don't know what they've done really. I must have a look at the stats to see what's going on with that. But ideally, hopefully, people are signing up, claiming their license, checking that stuff out, and verifying it. It wasn't possible initially, and I know because these things weren't working correctly. This products page was once you were signed up, you went to your products page. These pages weren't displaying properly. It was missing data out of this record, and then these sections here will be going to a secondary little database which has these records in them for the actual downloads. They were broken, so you couldn't win. And then once I fixed those, I went to click on a file. The file was not found. It wasn't there. Hadn't uploaded where the hashes live. Updated. I actually hadn't added the hashes to the database at all. So it was very strange. But at least it was, rather than crashing out and dying, it was giving an error message back here. So I had something to go on to work out what was happening with those things. All in all, yeah, look, it's not pretty. It's not the most amazing thing you've ever seen in your life, but I'm much more content with it now than I was before. We're starting to consolidate all the things that we need to consolidate under the one umbrella. I'll be happier when we have more of these things hooked up, and we can do just basic things and run a community sort of site really, so people can add, share, etc. And of course there's other things in there we need to add too, which I mentioned before about the products thing here. We'll need a bug section as well. These ones don't need that because they're discontinued. That's discontinued. This is discontinued, I guess. So there we go with PB2 really. We'll need tools like that to really push beyond where we've been so far. I mean, if you want the best performing version of PlayBASIC, then it's simple. You get 164p and you'd use this, and that'll give you almost, well, depends on how well you write it, but you can get code execution speeds that are very close to C. Actually, we need the libraries in here too. Yeah. I'm not sure what to do with libraries, like whether they should be under the product section or through source codes. Like, should we have randomized or generalized snippets or programs or libraries? You know what I mean? So we have like that's a snippet. I would call that a snippet. It's a very small bit of code. Well, it's bigger than I thought it was going to be, but all right, yeah. You know what I mean? It's a smaller bit of code. It's doing, what's it doing? Oh, it's making a relative path, I think it is. Whereas another example you might have on here, like I would call that a snippet as well. What's a bigger example? What if we just pick games? Effects down there, games. These would be much larger and more elaborate pieces, so that they really should have their own like subsection. So you could go, well, you could have code snippets, games, I guess tools is another one that you might have as like the most popular categories that you would go to. Libraries as well. So if we have libraries and they're available through here, then users could update their own libraries and add secondary information for them as well. Like this, this you have your own screenshots and that kind of stuff. This one just happens to have no text with it, but okay, fair enough. You know what I mean? Like, you could have more elaborate text than what's being displayed here. Have multiple downloads, all that kind of stuff. Have video elements in there if you wanted to. And if it's a source code thing here, you could probably push a link out to a gallery there, or your website, or whatever else you want to promote within the community. Which is what is really, that's the thing we need more than anything else. We need people to produce something, to be active, to entice others to be active. I don't think it matters what features you add. I don't think it actually matters at all, because there are lots of really featured products out there that do all kinds of weird and wonderful things in every space available, every problem space available, that don't get used. And it's just because they just think that they're not good because other people don't use them. Yeah, anyway, website's up and running. Sign up, have a fiddle with it, see how you go with it. Of course, if you have some problems, leave a message for me on the forum or whatever, email me directly or whatever. And we'll try and solve them in the next few weeks before we get stuck into the next problem. All right, for the time being, we'll see you later. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time. Bye.